Godfatherism, Rivers, Kano in political turmoil as Kwankwaso, Wike battle governors. Ahead of the 2027 general elections, some state governors seeking re-elections are currently facing hurdles after falling out with their political godfathers, while some of the governors, especially in the opposition parties, found shelter in the All Progressives Congress, APC-led federal government ahead of 2027, their godfathers were left behind. Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, and his Kano State counterpart, Abe Yusuf, fell out with their political godfathers following their decisions to join APC. The face-off is posing a threat to their re-election bid as the godfathers vow to remain a stumbling block. Reports that while Governor Fubara is locked in rivalry with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, Governor Abe Yusuf is in battle with his estranged godfather, Rabiu Kwankwaso, who is the leader of the New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP. Kwankwaso vs. Yusuf, Governor Abe Yusuf and Rabiu Kwankwaso, the 2023 presidential candidate of the NNPP, recently fell out over the governor's decision to join the ruling party. Although the governor has yet to make a public declaration about his defection, his aides and members of the State House of Assembly have confirmed his plans to leave the NNPP for APC. Governor Yusuf obviously won the 2023 gubernatorial election due to the overwhelming support from the Kwankwasiya movement led by, according to insiders, Mustapha Kwankwaso, who is currently serving as Kano State Commissioner for Youth and Sport, will be vacating his office ahead of the governor's imminent defection. It was further learned that at least 7 other Kwankwaso's loyalists will be dumping the governor's cabinet immediately he joins the ruling party. This is even as the NNPP was reported to have begun searching for Yusuf's replacement ahead of the 2027 election. Wike vs. Fubara. Since the 2023 general election, Rivers Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has fallen out with his predecessor Nyesom Wike for at least 3 times. The latest feud between the duo was birthed by the governor's move to align with the ruling party and his alleged decision to renege on a reported agreement facilitated between them by President Bola Tinubu during the state of emergency in Rivers. Although the agreement was not made public, reports indicate that the governor signed an agreement during the peace deal not to run for a second term. However, since his defection to the ruling party, there have been moves suggesting the governor's readiness to be re-elected, having the backing of top APC leaders. Meanwhile, Wike was in Rivers State for 17 days touring the 23 local government areas of the state in a bid to recapture the state's political structure ahead of 2027. The former governor vowed that Governor Fubara will not be re-elected, pointing out that his political career may end if the governor returns in 2027. The former governor vowed that Governor Fubara will not be re-elected, pointing out that his political career may end if the governor returns in 2027. Impeachment plot. Members of the Rivers State House of Assembly loyal to the FCT minister are not waiting till 2027 to remove the governor as they initiated the impeachment of the governor and his deputy Ngozi Odiyu. The assembly served the impeachment notice to the governor and his deputy on Thursday, alleging gross misconduct. They accused the governor of spending Rivers State money illegally, pointing out Fubara's alleged refusal to present the 2026 budget to the assembly. The immediate past publicity secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Rivers State, Sidney Bora, who described the impeachment move as an unnecessary distraction, argued that the 2025 budget was passed by the National Assembly during the emergency rule. He said, "It's an unnecessary distraction in the state because when an action is repeatedly taking place with no just reason, you will begin to question the motive behind it." One of the key things the assembly members are accusing the governor of was about the 2025 budget, which we all know that the National Assembly passed the budget in June last year during the emergency rule and it was assented by Mr. President. Every budget has 1-year lifespan, meaning that the budget passed by the National Assembly will remain in force until July this year. According to him, Governor Fubara cannot represent a budget already passed and assented by the President.
Let's go back to Kano State.
There remains no official confirmation on when Kano State Governor, Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, will formally defect to the All Progressives Congress, APC. Earlier reports had indicated that Monday, January 12, 2026, would mark the governor's exit from the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, and his registration into the APC at his Diso ward in Gwe local government area of Kano Metropolis. The chairman of the APC in Diso ward, Malam Maj Kabir Ahmad, said no directive had been received from party leadership regarding the governor's visit to the ward office on Monday for registration and collection of an APC membership card. Contrary to widespread speculation, we have not received any instruction from above concerning the governor's coming today.
Monday. Nevertheless, we are fully prepared. Even if it is late at night and the governor decides to register today, we will be ready to receive him, Mage said.
He explained that Diso ward, located in Guel local government area, is politically strategic, as it is home to key political figures, including the Kano State APC chairman, Abdullahi Abbas, as well as Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf. Governor Abba and the APC chairman, Abdullahi Abbas, are related by blood and political history. Without doubt, the governor's return to the APC would have a significant impact on the political landscape and development of Kano State, he added. Despite the uncertainty surrounding the alleged defection, the ward chairman reiterated that the APC in Diso remains ready to receive Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf whenever he decides to formally join the party. Meanwhile, at the time Daily Post visited the APC Diso ward office on Sunday to assess preparations ahead of the anticipated defection, the governor was in the State House leading a graduation ceremony for beneficiaries of the Kano State Government Vocational Skills Acquisition Program. During the event, Governor Yusuf supervised the distribution of empowerment tools and support materials to 2,260 beneficiaries, as part of efforts to promote self-reliance and create employment opportunities for youth across the state. However, political observers noted an unusual development at the ceremony, as there was no mention of the Kwankwasiya movement, no reference to its leader, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, and no playing of Kwankwaso's signature songs, elements that traditionally feature at public events involving the governor. Analysts say the omission has further fueled speculation over the governor's political future amid persistent rumors of his possible defection to the APC. Let's go to Rivers State. Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has explained why he set some dogs back. Speaking at a church service to mark the 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Day at St. Cyprian Anglican Church in Port Harcourt on Sunday, Fubara said the reason he does not shout or complain is that he knows what he has. He spoke on a day the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, replied to those asking President Bola Tinubu to sack him, saying the president can sack him only if he could no longer offer him anything. This is even as the State House of Assembly yesterday raised alarm that there were secret plots to procure court orders illegally to restrain the legislature from carrying out its constitutional responsibilities. Fubara, who called for calm, assured the residents that everything would be fine. According to the governor, his decision to remain silent in the face of distractions was deliberate, noting that he draws strength from his faith in God. I said something that dogs bark when they don't understand. Now, see, I think a lot of you don't understand, and that's the reason I don't shout, I don't complain. I know what I have, I know that I have what is supreme, and that is God. So, I want everyone to relax. What is important is peace for this dear state, and we'll get it by the special name of God, he said. CCTV footage has captured a disturbing kidnapping incident that occurred in Ekpoma, Edo State, yesterday evening at about 6 p.m. The victim was abducted immediately after driving into his compound to park his car. According to the footage, the kidnappers appear to have stationed themselves around the house while waiting for the man's arrival. As soon as he drove in and parked, they sprang into action, running into the compound one after the other. The armed men reportedly approached the victim at gunpoint and forcefully whisked him away. The video has since sparked widespread reactions online, with many Nigerians expressing fear and concern over the rising rate of kidnapping and insecurity in the country. Many describe the incident as deeply troubling, noting that kidnappers are now invading private homes rather than limiting their attacks to highway ambushes. Observers have also pointed out that this is not an isolated case. As public concern continues to grow, many Nigerians have called on the government to urgently address the escalating kidnapping and security challenges facing the nation. Activist, lawyer and public commentator, Deji Adeyonju, has claimed that key supporters of President Bola Tinubu are quietly backing former Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, to emerge as the presidential flag-bearer of the African Democratic Congress, ADC. Adeyonju alleged that prominent Tinubu allies, including the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, and former Ekiti State Governor, Ayodele Fayose, are subtly promoting Obi.
He made the assertion while reacting to Fayose's recent comment describing Obi as the only viable figure within the ADC. Fayose had said, Peter Obi is the only life in ADC. Other lives there are semi-existent. Atiku and Tambuwal destroyed PDP. In a post on his X, formerly Twitter, handle, Adeyonju questioned the motive behind what he described as coordinated support for Obi by Tinubu's loyalists. He suggested that their actions were driven by fear of a strong northern presidential contender. Why all major Tinubu supporters promoting Peter Obi, their man Friday? Adeyonju wrote. From Keyamo to Fayose, etc., they want the coalition to present Obi. He further argued that the ruling party's allies appeared uncomfortable with the possibility of a northern candidate emerging from the opposition coalition, particularly former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, whom he described as a serial contester. Why does it look like they are afraid of a northern candidate, especially the serial? Why does it look like they are afraid of a northern candidate, especially the serial contester Atiku? He added. Their fear is too obvious. Adeyonju's comments have sparked renewed debate within Nigeria's political space, as discussions intensify around opposition realignments, coalition politics, and the search for a formidable challenger ahead of the next presidential election. CAF condemns unacceptable behavior of players and officials during TotalEnergies CAF AFCON Morocco 2025 and opens investigation into match incidents during QF, Cameroon v Morocco, as well as Algeria v Nigeria. CAF has collected recent match reports and video evidence indicating potentially unacceptable behavior from some players and officials and has opened an investigation into match incidents during the TotalEnergies CAF Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2025. CAF has referred the matters to the disciplinary board for investigation and has called for appropriate action to be taken if the identified persons were to be found guilty of any wrongdoing. CAF is also reviewing footage of an incident involving members of the media who allegedly misbehaved in the mixed zone area. CAF strongly condemns any inappropriate behavior which occurs during matches, especially those targeting the refereeing team or match organizers. Appropriate actions will be sought.